Hi everyone, it's Dr. English, and I'm going to do another example of using the schedule planner tool to schedule your classes. So here's Jane Charger, and Jane has a level 3000 math placement and a level 103 English placement. And so here are her classes. She's taking Calculus A, she's taking the Introduction to Computing for Engineers, she's going to take Macroeconomics, Chem 1 and the lab, and art history. So there are her classes, and we're going to come over to here. And here is her schedule planner. So I've already put the courses in, so we don't have to spend time watching me select the classes. So I'm going to generate some class schedules here, and she's got a whole bunch of classes. And so we're going to go through that same process of looking at various classes to see if we can narrow things down. So I'm going to start with calculus, and calculus, again, if we go through, there's 2 pages of classes here. So I'm going to come over here, and she's not in the Honors College. So I am going to eliminate those Honors College classes. And then I'm going to go back and look to see if there are any online classes, because Jane doesn't want to take classes online. And so she's going to take that out and save and close. I'm going to go to EGR 101 here. Okay. And sometimes in this EGR class or in a class, you might know of a particular professor that you really want to have. Okay, and so this student really wants to have, there's me, just in case you want to really have me for a course, but this person has heard a lot of good things about Dr. Forrest's class, and so they want to just worry about that class. And so we're going to put that one down there and save and close that. Let's look at economics here. And economics, there's an honor section. We're going to unclick that. We're going to unclick this online class. I'm going to save and close. We're going to go to chemistry. And again, we don't want to take an online section. And so we're going to get rid of some of those and save and close. And then chem lab. We are going to come through here. And you know what, there's so many, we're just going to leave this alone. There's just too many to worry about, except we're going to get rid of the honors one or 2. We're going to get rid of these honors ones. We'll just let those go and we'll kind of see what happens there. So we'll save and close that. And then art history, there are a bunch of sections here, and I'm just going to leave those alone as well. If I have to take an online class, I'll let that one be the one that I take online. Okay, and so I'm going to come back down here and generate schedules, and now I have 936. And we can do the same thing we did before. We can go through and view these. We can hover over them. So I'm going to view this one here. And I've got 2 online classes. I've got art history and chem lab. So those won't appear on my schedule. And so all my other classes are later in the day. And so maybe that works for me. Maybe I'm not a morning person. I really do better in the afternoon. Okay, and you can, just like you did before, you can use that right arrow key and just scroll through this. I'm going to make this a little smaller so it's easier to see the whole page. And we'll see that in a lot of cases, it's just that chem lab that's going to move around. Okay, so I'm going to make this a little bigger again, and I'm going to go back, because now I'm going to add in some breaks. So it turns out that that I have practice. So I'm in, let's say lacrosse. So lacrosse practice, and my lacrosse practice is every day starting at 6 o'clock. So I go at 6 p.m. until 9 p.m. And I don't know if that's what they actually do. So this is just an example. 9 p.m. There we go. So I'm going to add that break in, and then I'm going to come back and I'm going to generate schedules again. And oh no, we're this error here. And it tells me that all the options for EGR that I have selected conflict with lacrosse practice. Okay, so I'm going to go back to EGR 101 and I'm going to click on it, and notice that this is the only one that I've selected, and it turns out that I can't take this course because, or this section of the course, because it conflicts with my lacrosse practice. So I'm going to click on this box here to include all of them now. And I'll save and close, and then I'll generate schedules again. And now it tells me that I've got a whole bunch of options again. Okay, so now I'm going to add in another break, and I'm going to add in that I really need to have lunch. So I'm going to put lunch in from 12 p.m. to 1 p.m. to make sure that I get lunch every day because of my lacrosse practice in the evening. So I want to make sure I eat well. And so I'm going to add that in and then generate schedules again. And now I've got 617. Okay, so I'm going to look at some of these. I'm going to view this one here, for example. And here I've got my lacrosse practice in. I've got my lunch break in. Here is my calculus class. Here is my EGR 101 class. I've got art history is online, but all my other classes are in person. So as I'm looking at this, I'm like, oh, I really like my chemistry. I like this chemistry class, and I like this economics class. I like this being here. And so I'm going to lock those in. And if you saw that little message that came up, I'm going to do it again. I'm going to unlock this and unlock these. So when I lock these up, if you watch that, it tells me that my results have narrowed. I'm going to do that again. Okay, and so my schedule results have changed. So I'm going to go back and I'm going to regenerate my schedules, and I'm down now to 479. Okay, and so you can keep doing this, and you can go back through here and take advantage of looking at the courses again. I'm going to go to MA 171. I'm going to look at some of these, and maybe I want to try to avoid classes on Friday because I'm going to be traveling with my lacrosse team. So I'm going to add a break in here for all day on Friday. So from 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. on Friday. So I'm going to call this travel day. And I'm going to add that break, and I'm going to generate schedules again. And now it tells me that I've got schedule breaks at the same time, so I need to fix that. So I'm going to take, I'm going to go back to my lunch break and edit it and take out Friday. And I'm going to take my practice, edit, and take that out Friday because it can't handle having multiple breaks. And then I'm going to generate my schedules again. And now I've got 579 schedules based on that. So I can go through here and look to see which ones I want. I'm going to pull up this one here. This one has one online class for art history, but otherwise this is okay. But you know, I don't like this big break here, so I'm gonna go to the next one. This one, things are more together, but I still have this big break, so I'm gonna back out of this, and I'm gonna look and see, you know, this Math 111 class. So let's pull up one of those again. I think it was 18. So this one where I've got this math class at night and this big break here, I don't want that. I don't want this big break in the middle of the day. So I'm going to go back and I'm going to look at EGR 101 again. And I'm going to take out these early morning ones. I don't want those in my schedule anymore because now I've got one class in the morning and then this big break in the afternoon. So I'm going to do schedules again, and now I'm down to 297. So I'm going to view this one. I've still got one online class for art history, but now all of my other classes are nice and compact here in the day. This looks really good. What happened to my Thursday lacrosse practice? Hold on, let's go back. I unchecked lacrosse. Let's get that back in there. Okay. Now I have 33 schedules. Now we're really down to brass tacks here. Okay, so here's my lacrosse practice. Here are my classes kind of all nice and smushed up during the day. Now I've got all of my classes online, or excuse me, in person. I don't have any classes online. Maybe this is the right schedule for me. So if I'm happy with this, I'm going to send it to my shopping cart and hit continue. And now all of these classes are going to show up and I am going to register for them. And okay, so here's all of my classes registered, except I've got this prerequisite and test score error for Econ 142. And so what I'm going to need to do is find out why I have that error. And so that's a good time for you to email one of us, email your advisor in the Canvas course and ask them why you think you have this error. It would be great if you could take a screenshot of this and include it in the email so that we can see what the issue is, because obviously there's a problem here. But it may have to do with something about your prerequisites. It may have something to do with your major. So we're going to need to know what that is, and we'll find it for you and we'll help you fix it. So we'll talk a little bit more about these sorts of registration errors later. But for right now, we're going to leave it like this. But if something were to happen and you needed to be able to look for another course, you can do that from right in here. You don't have to go back to Schedule Planner. So I'm going to go to Class Search. And I am going to search for, let's say, a history class. And I'm going to search from there. I want to take History 103. And I can view all the sections that are available to me. Okay. And I'm going to just take an online section. I'm just going to do that and take an online section because it's easy. It's going to fit in with everything else. So I'm just going to select that one and I'm going to add it to the worksheet. And now that CRN appears there, I can submit the change. And now I'm registered for 17 hours. Okay, so this is just another example. I'll do a couple more so you can see how to move in and out of Schedule Planner and the registration, the add drop classes area. You can do the same thing we did before. Go to Return to Menu, go to Week at a Glance, and it will show you your schedule. Again, it's only a half a week this first week because we start on a Wednesday. So the next week, you can see all of your classes. Now, your history class, because it's online and it's asynchronous, it's not going to appear on your schedule. But don't worry, you are registered. And you can check on that by going to Return to Menu again, and then go to Student Detail Schedule. And this will show you all of your classes. So here's your art history class, which you know is in person because it has a class time and a location. Here is general chemistry, same thing. Your chemistry lab, same thing. Here is your computer engineering course. Now this doesn't have a location yet. It's to be announced, but it doesn't say online. So you know that this is an in-person course. Here is your online history class. So it doesn't appear in your schedule at a glance, but it does show in your week at a glance, but it does show in your schedule. And then here's your Calculus A class as well. All right, so we'll do a couple more of these demos. I encourage you to watch them and then try to register yourself.